Hello, I'm Ian Morris, and this is the Acer Iconia Tab, also known as the A500. This is a honeycomb Android tablet, and it's interesting in that it is quite one of the biggest we've seen. It's a fairly chunky, fairly heavy tablet. It's around, I think it's about something like 35 grams heavier than the Motorola Zoom, which we already consider to be a little bit beastly in its proportions weight-wise. Now, what is good about this is it's got a number of useful features socket-wise. You get a USB port there, which you can plug in memory cards to, and I will show you that in a bit. But there's also the usual USB connector for connecting to a computer to sync data. It has its own proprietary charging point, which is slightly irritating. We would sort of prefer if it was able to charge via the USB, which other tablets have been able to do. And then there's another connection down here on the bottom, which is a proprietary dock style port, which is intended to be used with charging docks or maybe even a keyboard at a later date. There's also HDMI out, which is quite useful. That means that if you want to play media from the device, or you want to, hook it up to a TV to work on it using a Bluetooth keyboard and mouse, you can do that. The usual headphone and power socket there. Also, this is the 32 gig model. Acer tells us there's a smaller 16 gig model coming soon, which is a bit cheaper. And of course, as with most Android tablets, there is a micro SD card slot up here, which you can use to increase the storage anyway. So we strongly suggest that you consider the smaller capacity. To use the tablet, it's exactly the same as pretty much all the other honeycomb tablets we've used. It's fairly slick, there's no sort of lag using it, all the apps fire up pretty quickly, and actually it's an incredibly nice piece of kit to use. Has the advantage over the Zoom that the SD card socket is enabled from the beginning, which it isn't on the Zoom for some reason. So it's actually slightly better. If it wasn't for the fact that it's so much heavier, it would be quite a good thing. And if you plug in the USB card at the side, we'll fire up Astro here, and I can show you that without any hassle at all, USB storage is available. You can load it up. There's obviously there's optional apps in the market for reading Word documents. Gives you an almost sort of complete office in your pocket. We have to say, we're rather impressed.